News everywhere.
Winnipeg has set its wettest year on record as of the morning of October 24th.
If you felt like it's been constantly rainy or gloomy all year, you'd be correct. Our city saw the most precipitation it's ever seen in a year since records started being kept in 1873.
The city had received 740 millimeters, which is already well past the previous record of 723 millimeters set back in 1962.
Winnipeg's second snowiest winter ever affected these numbers, as snow, hail, and rain all contribute to precipitation totals. Winnipeg saw a very wet spring thanks to some Colorado lows, and another Colorado low brought 33.3 millimeters overnight, which is over double what Winnipeg saw all October. Chief Scientist Scott Kaler says weather like this has been a double-edged sword for farmers who just experienced the driest year on record in 2022.
We went from a drought to a flood, and that definitely gave the farmers the moisture they needed, but it really hindered seeding in the spring.
This wet year also sets Manitoba up for potential issues in 2023.
If we do see another snowy winter and another wet spring, the flood potential will probably be as bad or even worse next year because our soil is more saturated now.
Some of the climate change related science does suggest that extremes could be more extreme. And I think it's reasonable to suggest that things calendar-wise are also shifting. It's been very, very warm in some parts of Western Canada. Like I think Edmonton got their first frost yesterday, which would make it a record latest frost.
As Manitoba sat under a dark cloud all year, Western Canada also saw unique weather patterns. BC and chunks of Alberta have repeatedly been under a ridge of high pressure for months on end, causing a lack of precipitation. Warning preparedness meteorologist Natalie Hazel says people living in BC were asked to use less water due to drought conditions. For Manitobans hitting the roads, Hazel says check on conditions, as snow and freezing rain have hit parts of Manitoba.
This storm has also affected southern Alberta, southern Saskatchewan, so they're cleaning up now. A lot of their roads, at least in Saskatchewan, are still closed from this storm. These are not easy conditions to travel in or to work with. So if you don't have to travel, don't travel. If you do absolutely have to travel, at least have an emergency kit.
With still 2 months to go in 2022, Winnipeg is likely to well surpass the last record set in the 60s, as an average of 46 millimeters could still fall in the next 2 months. In Winnipeg, Mike Albanese, City News.